steps. Now look, there are basically 3 ways to get patients. There's some more advanced marketing strategies that I'm going to cover in later modules, but for where you are now, there's only 3 ways. And getting patients is simple, not easy. I say simple because when I tell you what the 3 ways are to get patients, you're going to say, oh no, but that's so obvious. Like, what's the secret? I'm sorry, there's no secret. It is that simple. You just have to do it. The problem is that people think it seems so simple that they're like, no, it can't be that simple, and they just don't do anything and they don't get any patients. So that's why it's not easy. But if you get out of your own way and you just execute on it, you will be successful. These are the 3 ways to get patients. Online listing sites. IE or EG, that EG means for example. IE means that is to say. Interesting grammar lesson in case you care, which you probably don't. Psychology Today is the biggest online listing site. But say, for example, like Yelp is an online listing site. Health Grades is an online listing site. But really, Psychology Today is the highest yield one. Number 2 is advertising. So Google ads is a big way. There's Facebook ads, there's Instagram ads, there's like putting an ad in a newspaper back when there was paper newspapers. Just kidding. I know there still are, but really, who reads paper anymore? And then number 3 is networking and referrals. That's it. Like I said, in later modules, I'm going to be going over things like search engine optimization and leveraging social media and leveraging traditional media, but that's like advanced. You can completely fill your practice with these 3 things. And in fact, you can fill your practice by just picking 2 of these things and being really good at them. You have to make compounding interest work for you, all right? So in the beginning, you just need to dedicate 30 minutes to an hour a day to your marketing. And you need to show up and do it. And this is where people get in their way. It's like, oh, it's not working, and people give up too soon. I promise you, if you just sit down, you're like, okay, today I'm going to make my Psychology Today profile, or I'm going to improve my Psychology Today profile, or I'm going to check out my Google ads and optimize them, or I'm going to contact 3 former supervisors and let them know my practice is open, or whatever. I'm going to be going over the specific tactics in future videos in this module. You will be successful. This is the thing. 99% of what you do is wasted time, but 1% of what you do will reap huge rewards. Sorry, that says read. It's supposed to say reap. But the thing is, it's impossible to know up front what that 1% is. It would be nice, right? Can't I just skip the 99% and just do that 1%? No, sorry. I wish you could, but you need to start by trying everything and then whittle down to the strategies that work best for you in your practice. And I say this because what worked for me, or what worked for Susie down the block, or whatever, may be different than what works for you because you're in a different geographical area. You may have a different niche. Your clinical skills may be different. The patient population you see may be different. So you just have to figure out what works for you and optimize it. And so you kind of start with a little bit of everything, and then you figure out what doesn't work and you stop doing it, and you figure out what works and you do more of it. And the way to win the game of marketing is consistent daily effort. Okay, so this is a chart of Warren Buffett's net worth mapped over time. I'm sure you know who Warren Buffett is. He's like the biggest, most successful value investor in the world. And his fund, Berkshire Hathaway, is like the biggest fund that exists, and he's so known in the market that if he buys a stock, everyone else will buy that stock, and it's called the Buffett effect, and so it's a whole thing. So just look at this. In the beginning, it was little incremental baby increases in his net worth, and then all of a sudden it's like this logarithmic curve, and it's just shooting up into the billions. This is what your your marketing efforts will feel like. You'll feel like you're working, nothing's happening, and all of a sudden it's going to take off, okay? And so you just have to have faith in the beginning that your efforts, if consistently executed, will pay off. So, how to be successful at marketing? Work consistently and methodically without getting discouraged or giving up too soon. Try multiple approaches at the beginning and then call out strategies that don't work while ramping up those that do. Track what's working, iterate, and improve. Your mind will be screaming at you every day to do anything but the work. It'll say, I'm just gonna like tinker with this or that, or I'm gonna, read some research studies instead of marketing. I'm gonna do this. Yeah, you want to be clinically good in everything, but your mind is trying to avoid doing the one thing that's uncomfortable for you, which is the work of marketing, and you need to just ignore it and do it anyway. I'm going to recommend 2 books that are excellent when it comes to understanding marketing in a client-based service industry. Number 1 is Book Yourself Solid by this guy, Michael Port. The other one is Get Clients Now, CJ Hayden. I highly recommend you get these books and read them. And you'll get a lot of really useful tools and kind of the framework for marketing.